I'm gonna start the session now. Yippee!
Are we not missing people? Or
No, everybody's here.
Yeah,
Everybody's here.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. You can mute yourself. You can enjoy the
I'm
show.
still mistaking it for the archaeology one.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Anyway, with that being said, and welcome to session 8, everybody. Glad you could join us.
Fuck, are we still alive?
True. That is a very good question. Give me a second. Oh yeah. It's been a week. It's been chilling, as one would say. And I mean, there's nothing else to say except a simple question: would you be ready to begin?
Certainly am. How about Warren? A quack will suffice.
Yeah, quack for that is sufficient. Did tell me he is here. Yes.
Warren is present.
He is very good. And I just need to make sure that something is not missing. Scroll. I do not find the thing I'm looking for. Very cool. Yeah. Okay. So I cannot have me. Whatever. There you go. So last we left off, all of you decided in the morning to do a little bit of funny business in your own little escapades in Lenny. There you go. You each individually decided to pursue targets of your choosing. Shinya went for the executioner, or tried to track down the executioner. Adele, you went to Zyria to finally figure out the suspicions if they're true. And Alera was kind of just enjoying her morning coffee after awful aftertaste in the middle of the night. Despite what everything occurred, everything went for the worst by all means possible. As you did one by one execute your targets, so something occurred that was not foreseen. As Shinya's quite understandable arson attempt was successful, it unleashed a massive explosion that would be uncharacteristic of, well, where the explosion occurred. And the black smoke that came from the explosion was not any regular smoke, as it suffocated and killed anyone in its path. As the executioner got incinerated in an explosion, the calm got burned in his own inn, and Zyria, the last person on your list, brutally maimed and executed by an entity in the dark fog, and basically potentially saving the whole city from more of the fog spreading. You successfully ditched the end of your bargain. Some of you inspected the carnage in the streets. Some of you proceeded to do even more carnage via sparing the dying who are not gonna ever live again. And some of you just really wanted to get out of this place. Of course, a fulfilled the obliged contract from the weaponsmith back where you came from in order to get some more tidbits of story, as one would say. So you complete your task, reorganized each other, and made your way south of Lenny, found Jake, and you took the carriage back. And despite knowing what might happen, you still went in, and you all passed out. So, Alira, you
Yes.
have the same deja vu that occurred to you before. You wake up in an open, a very shitty, small, dinky bedroom with an open door as you were placed there casually with all of your clothes attached. Your well, everything, your possessions, all of them are there except for the weapons. The weapons are gone. Shinya and Andala, however, you are completely elsewhere from your usual upbringings. From this occurrence, you both wake up on a cold, wet wooden table, strapped in levers, bound. Your chests are naked. You have no clothing above your waist. And you can spot, well, yourselves looking to the left and right respectively. And looking ahead of you, you realize that you're in the triage. And on your actual chest, more specifically your lower abdomen, there are a bunch of fresh scars. A lot of them. A lot of them. And what's more, you do see the potential perpetrator of these acts sleeping soundly on not one of the tables, but slumped against one of the tables. That is Stitches. Andela Shinya, you are restrained. You are not bound by chains of metal, but basically hardened leather straps. You're not gagged, and you're not under any sedative or anything specific. Is there anything you wish to do? Just gonna
Do we
sit.
feel the effect of those scars? Is there like
Uh,
still soreness in the body, like remaining pain?
the only thing you really feel for both of you is that sensation of wet wood kind of creeping into your backs. It's not nice. The table is not very hygienic by all means. And yeah, you don't really feel anything different. At least not at the first few moments of being conscious. And Lara, you basically wake up as before. You are, well, you look around to the other open doors. You do not see your companions. They're not present. Maybe they woken up ahead of you. Something specific. You're not restrained by any means. You're chilling.
Well, if they're not there, she won't be worried, but she does want to reorient herself a bit. So she will, after a minute or two, get up and head towards kind of the main area. See if I can spot them. Or anyone, for that matter.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you look at the mess hall, the meal area. You do see the tables are probably the cleanest you ever seen. You do see food stocked well in the shelves, but nothing warm and ready prepared. You look for the green dragonborn that was basically your leader, or I guess the one who basically was responsible for your missions arena missing. You see the armory door closed fully, not open slightly as before. You don't know if it's locked or not. While you do look at the triage and you do realize that you can spot Shinya, and then you can spot Andala on a table each, seemingly, I guess, looking around in confusion, trying to figure out what the fuck is happening.
Ah,
Most
right, well,
describes it.
they're there. They're alive. I'm good. I only would have been worried if either they were dead already or if they were gone. So at that point, yeah, they'll be fine. I'm gonna head over to the meal area.
Yeah.
Realizing that this is what the fuck. I would start attempting to like find some kind of way to like get myself loose.
I
Like
would. I would.
either trying to undo the knot on the hands or whatever.
You can use athletics um to try to just basically force yourself out, or acrobatics in order to try to like slip a limb out and then go from there. Two
Would
choices.
that be sleight of hand as well?
No, that would be acrobatics because you might accidentally just
Then I'll do acrobatics, trying to slip out.
see how it goes.
16.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll be doing the same.
Sure. Yeah, it takes for Shinya it takes basically seconds. Like a few tugs with the letter stretches just a bit and you just sneak your hand out. Do the same with Andale, takes you a few more seconds more, but you also slip out. And you basically get yourself freed. You're not shaky or nothing. You do feel lightweight as you go onto the ground off the table. And looking at each other, basically naked, waist up, you notice that both of you have the same identical scarring. One that seems to be going from basically your necks to the right side of your chest, about 5 centimeters or 2 inches. Two scars in the belly in this moon shape, about an inch each. And above those 2 moons, there's another just across your entire belly that could range. Well, I guess how big is your belly? From left
Well,
to
we're
right.
both gnomes, so
Yeah.
roughly,
Basically,
it roughly equals
basically you have 4 identical stitches. Well, not stitches, but scars, basically.
out. Kind of looking to you, Shinya. Is this supposed to be some kind of punishment?
I don't know, and I'll start feeling around the scars to see if there's anything subdermal.
Investigation check. Well, it means you also see Stitches just asleep. Like she didn't like wake up or anything. She is just asleep, slumped over the chair. And like if you go through the door, peek through the door, you basically see Alera having a snack by the table. Maybe a little bit of crisps and a wine. I don't know.
Breakfast wine, as you do.
Me too. You quickly touch yourself. Besides the sensation that you feel the fresh scar and the ripples of the flesh, You don't really feel anything missing or being added artificially into your body. You go vigorously with your fingers through every nook and cranny to figure out, unless they planted something very deep in your stomach between your innards, you're certain that they didn't really did anything to you. Although why did they leave these scars in the first place, you really have no clue.
Oh. Oh. Is Stitches at the door, like
No, she's by one
walking?
of she's by one of the tables, on the chair asleep, basically against the table.
Oh, I'll look over at Ndella and kind of look at the sleeping person. Look at Ndella. Look at the sleeping person. Thumb across my neck.
Sorry, what? I didn't hear that.
Without saying a word, I'm motioning. Should we kill her? Them. It.
Not yet. I want to know what this is about.
Um, I mean, what do you do?
Out of curiosity,
Uh,
are the tools that you used to make those scars still around?
you can investigate the table, see what's good, if there's anything new. Out of
Easy
the-
enough. Come on. I hate
I
traps
will-
as a feature.
I will assist you.
So
Flash
that
of
would be
Genius. A flash,
Flash
of
of
Genius.
Genius would be +4, +5.
+5.
So that's a 24 then.
Okay, you quickly peruse through the equipment. Your best estimation, the instruments that were, well, that scarred you are probably in her pouches on her chest. Although you do find something very peculiar. Several vials next to her, are of this blackish tarish substance that you look upon from a distance and you realize they also have trails or almost markings of blood.
Hmm?
And what else you notice, without waking up Stitches, is she basically planted her face softly on a journal of sorts, or a notebook, or a just basically a piece of parchment or book. Where really all you can see throughout her hair and just face, basically put as a makeshift pillow, is nature being just fully crossed out, arcane with a bunch question marks around it, and then divinity being underlined 3 times.
Okay. Oh, am I bold enough to try that? I need some kind of sharp tool, anything from her pouch. Fuck. Do I dare try to steal that?
While he's doing that, I'm going to try my wrist and see if my gun is still installed inside my arm.
It is not.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. However, all of you hear a thunk as a massive door opens up. Alera, you from the armory that was closed see a familiar halfling walk out. It's Mard. As he kind of opens it tirelessly, looks around, just scans the room, and immediately eyes you. Ah! The lucky one is alive. Hello, hi.
She finishes whatever she's currently eating. I am. Though I believe the others are as well, seeing as they're moving about.
Also, Mar is speaking loud enough so you can all hear what he says as the voice echoes through the halls of this windowless and, well, sealed shut place. well, that's good to hear, I suppose. Fuck you did to yourselves anyway.
Thinks about that for a second, then just kind of shrugs. There
Well, that
were
is.
some werewolves, some poisonous gas, some, well, a fair bit, but nothing that should kill us.
The fucking poisonous gas nearly killed you by what Stitches starts screaming about. A new pathogen, a new disease. Mark just kind of raises his hands frantically, as almost to show over excitement or 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 just the annoyance in Mard's just attitude towards Stitches. He was bickering everyone, saying to tell everyone to not go there, to not drink the water, do not eat the plants. Mar just shakes his head. Listen, I heard what you did. You did a good job by me. I got something special for you. Once you're ready, I suppose. He kind of looks around. Where's Oriana? Then it kind of Mar just seems to kind of walk basically towards you, Alira, and then past you. Just kind of starts looking around. Goes into the briefing room.
I'll watch him, but continue eating. I'm not even watching like to see if he finds the person. I'm more watching him just to see how comfortable and familiar he is with this place.
He basically puts his head into the briefing room, looks around, and second after goes towards the resting area, peeks in there for a few seconds, walks out, and then looks basically opposite of the meal area and just kind of sighs. I see. And meanwhile, while the halfling is shouting, slowly but surely the tiefling, Andalin Shinya, starts to shudder itself awake. Is there any particular moves you wish to partake or do?
I assume while that conversation was happening, like shortly before she was going to wake up, thing I said previously about like wanting to get some kind of sharp object.
Oh, you wanna?
Would I try to like grab something from her pouch?
I mean, you can do a sleight of hand and check.
Fuck it, I'm trying it. God.
You rapidly grab some, like, look quickly, grab something, and you just seem to pull out tweezers, like something you would pull out, like bigger pieces of glass. Yeah, just yeah, tweezers.
Metal tweezer still, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When she's waking up, I'm going to expand them a bit by like opening them up a bit with like one of my fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm putting it straight on her neck artery. Just like kind of just the tiniest bit of pressure.
Uh-huh.
Is there a reason why you're covered in scars right now?
She kind of yawns and then looks at you lazily. You don't know if she doesn't care or she just didn't realize what you did. I saved you. You would have not made it for the night. Morning. Or is it morning? What time is it?
I'll pull away the tweezers and just like pocket them immediately.
She seems to like blink, kind of rubs her eyes a bit, and kind of scratches the place where you kind of just put the tweezer in. Ah, what time is it?
How is this woman still alive? Hard to tell with that windows, isn't it?
Uh huh. Mm-hmm. And kind of stands up, kind of hovels away from everything, and just kind of makes her way out of the triage, and just kind of starts walking towards you, Alera, of all people. Walks by you, goes to the shelves, grabs a pitcher of water, and just sits down, basically by the table, and just silently drinks. Doesn't even acknowledge your presence, by all means.
Good.
Kind of following her out of
No,
the
no.
triage. I would just basically like not scream after her, but like following her. So apparently whatever the fuck happened in there was some kind of deadly toxin, poison.
No, that would be too easy. Not nature. Something else. Something horrible.
Divine, apparently, going by your notes.
Well, your guts really did have provided me with early samples.
With like a slightly mocking bow, I'm just gonna say, yeah, I'm happy to be helpful in this case then.
You're welcome, I guess. Just takes a sip of the water.
I need breakfast.
After they leave, I'll do one last scan of the room to see if there's anything she left in before she went.
Well, there are a bunch of like files and stuff like a bunch of medical equipment, but mainly just using remedies. Although they're not really labeled in any organized fashion.
I guess I won't fuck with them for now, and I'll come after you.
Hmm.
So, breakfast. Let's see what we can find. I'll take whatever's on the table. Just something small, like. Also, stitches.
Uh,
Where the fuck is my jacket?
uh, uh, she blinks. She grabs her head. Then she kind of looks around as finally Mart seems to be done making his stomping rounds. He has it, I think. Wasn't really caring about where Jacket went.
I would like it back.
As with my bags of holding,
You can hear Mart shout slightly. Yes, they're all with me. I just need to find the damn Dragonborn when topside again, I think.
I'll leave out that comment.
Oh. You are, I guess, enjoying breakfast. Enjoying your nice, whatever the day it is. And just kind of like sitting idly. As a tiefling, doesn't really eat anything, but she just drinks a lot of water. Is there anything you're gonna talk between each other? Just gonna let the time slide?
I'm thinking like whether there's something we need to talk about.
Everything happened kind of quickly out there. Did you guys actually get your targets?
Believe
I mean,
so.
yeah. One of them was killed by, for all I care, divine intervention, but it still worked.
Well, do I notice the scars they've got?
Yes, very much so.
Given that we're still
yeah,
not wearing shirts or jackets.
yeah.
I'll kind of see them, and after a minute, like check myself
No,
to see if I have a similar thing.
you do not have not a single scratch on you. Nothing is.
Hmm. Had some cosmetic work done.
Apparently life-saving. Whatever the fuck they did in there was apparently very, very fucking deadly.
Hmm. Kind of waits for a second.
That
Was the
exec-
lizard, dragonborn, whatever it was, in there? Or what was left of him?
You mean Fortis?
Yes.
Didn't seem they brought him back out.
Interesting to note. Just thinking, right. Maybe playing dead is the best way out of here.
Well, as you're having this conversation, in the opposite side of the white, oh, I guess the main area, hall, whatever you wish to call it, a sudden shimmer can be seen in the far distance of the wall. That through it, uh, casually walks a familiar green dragonborn. Quiet with a quickened pace. Uh, she well, she doesn't run at you. She kind of fastly walks to all of you and just kind of deeply sighs. So, kind of looks at you, Andala and Shinya. Looks at you, Andala. Looks at Shinya. Looks at you, Alera. You did well. Then she crosses her hands. You should be dead, but you also shouldn't. You failed spectacularly, but not in the way that it's actually a failure.
was that meant as a compliment?
Or as an insult.
I really do not
I'm leaning
know.
more towards insult.
It is a very complicated thing as she kind of walks by around the tables and goes grab a pitcher of wine and looks back at you. You did massacre a massive place by setting off an unknown agent, some sort of disease carried by smoke, killing over 2,000 people. But on the other hand, you really didn't know that that was in play. Nobody really did. Not to mention, it also revealed a bigger conspiracy and a new threat to watch out for. Not to mention an official public stunt that could be put on any faction or affiliation after sufficient investigation was concluded. By all means, despite killing over 2,000 individuals, your point margin is 4.2. You did well, but you didn't do as well as before. But with all the trials you have gone through, we know of your liquidation of one of your companions. And we do know the reason for it.
Andela is like hesitating for a second. Should I feel sorry about that? But he's not saying anything.
So, for now, you really do not have any orders. It's a bit of a muck upstairs at the moment. It's weird. It's almost like a vacation for you, I suppose. You can contemplate, meditate, do whatever. Everybody roll me a perception check. Shinya, Andala. Actually, Shinya. As you're having this conversation, or I guess one appraisal slash talk down, you all of a sudden notice your comrade's breaths, and the green dragon lord's breath in front of you let out frost, like these particles of white. You test your own breath suddenly, and you do realize that it's becoming intensely more colder. You look around, nothing really changes, but you do look at the liquids on the table, splatters or things in the mugs, and you can see there is ice starting to just manifest on the top, slowly but surely capturing the liquids that are small enough to be, well, iced. And then you hear a thudding sound echoing through the halls. Very simple, very subtle. It becomes increasingly more prevalent from the path that Arena took to get here. Andela, after a few moments, you do also notice that something is looking a bit more weird. You do feel colder, and you do hear these soft vibrations that are coming from, well, where the Green Dragonborn walked out. You also both notice that all of a sudden the Green Dragonborn, her eyes immediately become almost like slits as she shuts her mouth, and then she looks past you, the wall she came through.
Knowing
will
fully well that
follow
it's not
his.
going to change shit. Sorry.
Oh, good.
Knowing fully well that it won't change shit, Andala just like reaches into his pocket again for the only piece of metal he has on him.
She looks at the wall for a second and looks back at you with a lot more. Well, if you would say she was like kind of soft at you, she suddenly becomes quite harsh and almost animalistic. The briefing room now. As she walks by all of you again, past the tables, puts down the pitcher, brings whatever she poured herself in, and just kind of throws the cup on the floor. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna listen to what she said, or are you just gonna
Follow.
follow?
Mind letting us get
With
our
my
clothes first?
sandwich.
I prefer my life over my clothes, so for the moment,
I will begrudgingly follow.
I mean, she said to go to the briefing room, while she basically went. Well, we thought she was gonna go to the briefing room. She went basically towards the wall. So there is there's a decision to be made. Are you gonna follow her towards the wall? Or are you gonna go where she said you should?
I'm moving to the briefing room.
We'll watch her for a
Briefing room
moment.
for now.
Then, after a few seconds, slowly get up and make my way over. But I'm watching her while I head over.
Towards the briefing room, or
Yes.
Yeah.
Briefing room.
uh. As you all basically enter the briefing room, and that hasn't really changed much. You do notice Alera as you look out from an angle that the shimmer that was first there when Orina came through uh, reappears and becomes more and more distraught until eventually it just fades away, revealing a massive stairway leading upwards. But from the stairway comes a massive hulking figure, followed by uh almost like a small squad of heavily armored knights in red armor. You roll me a perception check.
All of us, or
Alera.
okay.
10. I see what I see.
You do see the hulking armor at the center removes his helmet, and you see a human. You don't really see more of its features, but you can 100% guess it's a human, seemingly almost enraged. Starts talking to the green dragonborn as she immediately takes almost defensive position, standing where she, she stood before the helmet was off, about 20 feet away, and now seemingly to have an argument of sorts that you can't really hear well.
Hmm. With this in mind, and not wanting to draw attention, I'll keep walking towards the briefing room. But when I arrive, I'm not going in the room. I'm standing in the doorway because I want to see if it's her coming around the corner or them coming around the corner. I'm not like blocking it. I'm just very clearly stood in the doorway.
What about the rest of you? Are you gonna just observe what Illyria is doing, or you're gonna?
Keep my eyes to the door, but I would stay inside of the meeting room.
Same.
as there is an occasional echo of a shout, both that you could prescribe it to Arena and some man. It takes about a minute and a half, Alera, until suddenly you do see, basically the first thing you see through the angle that you place yourself in, you do see Arena walking, uh, seemingly casually, but behind them is the same hulking man, almost two-thirds larger than the Dragonborn. Can you roll me a perception, Alera, and an insight?
Perception and an insight.
Yes.
Okay. Perception, natural one. Great. I'm using all the bad luck this morning. Insight. What is that? 21. I can't see much, but what I can understand.
You quickly perceive them and just kind of duck your head in, because you don't know how badly will you be treated by not being in the briefing room, literally inside of it. But although the glimpse that you catch are almost like a sensation that you can sense, there is animosity between those two people. They fucking despise each other. But you do realize something? Despite them hating each other, you don't think that hatred is because of disagreements or it's a lot more personal than professional. Eventually, as you slip in and kind of take a seat, I guess, you do all hear the thudding armor as the green dragonborn opens the door. And you do see about an 8-foot tall man in a plate of armor that you assume could basically almost like two suits strapped to one and being carried by one singular individual. Alera, yet again, could you roll me a history check?
God damn. It's a bad day to be blind. History.
Yes, history.
What is history? Oh my god.
You think for a second that you may have seen him before somewhere. But basically what you see is, a 5, 6, 7 Dragonborn that is getting overshadowed by this 8'2" behemoth of a human that looks to have hands big enough to just grab you and crush your skull like an apple. There is this pause between both of them as they kind of observe you, and the human just looks down at the green dragonborn. The green dragonborn's eye twitches. Allow me to introduce Lord Commander Narek Bane, High General of the UKP. The human just slightly nods. He then walks in, brazenly kind of pushing the chairs and the massive table, or he doesn't really care about convenience and just kind of stares at all of you. And despite going to the place where Arena was for your first two brief, the far end. He just stands there, looks intently at all of you. And there is this pause. You can everybody can roll me an insight. Later you can roll me an insight with advantage and a history with advantage.
One second. So was it the
Insight,
of them.
yeah, insight and history with advantage.
20, natural 20?
This is
And
it.
then
Natural one. Oh, hey, at least
yeah.
it's advantage. So
Oh,
okay.
thank goodness. All right. And then history. Nine. So 26 and a 9.
No, advantage with history as well.
Oh, shit. Sorry. $22.
So you kind of have the stare down as you're kind of just this awkward in between the green dragonborn and the human. And Angela, Alera, you both look, and there is this rivalry, this tense rivalry that you can sense between these two people. They are willing to basically use you as pawns to break and destroy in order to have whatever petty advantage they may have on each other. Alera, from your previous assumptions that these two are fucking, they have some issues. You might guess by the way they look at each other, they might be very bitter lovers. Additionally, with a history check, you remember this man. You read about him in the papers. And even more. As Narek Bane was one of the generals of the coalition that was one of the traitors that defected to Kazamat when the revolution started, proclaiming his loyalty and fully pledging himself to stay under Kazamet and his message of unity. But additionally, you remember something else in the far distant past before the revolution even began. At the time when you were but grieving a child of a parent, and you remember the lord and the lady, back then merely politician and wife, Kazamats, there was an additional person that walked with them, simple bodyguard, about a lot shorter, a lot younger, less scars, but also having that glare of bitterness. You recognize this individual that now stands before you, that may or may not just throw your life for the shits and giggles of it, as one of the people who attended one of your parents' funerals as a bodyguard. People that basically owe you.
Can you spell his first name?
Give me a second. Let me just write the names.
Thank you. And that would have been like how many years ago?
That have been
20?
God,
Around
12.
20?
No, 12 years ago.
Gotcha.
Second, I'm gonna give you his full His full title. Yeah. So. There is this glare up between the two people that are your superiors, a long shot in this situation, and then the human looks at you. Free. You're killers, aren't you? That is what you do.
Isn't that what the like of you want us to do?
Me, no. I prefer you and your kind would burn in the mass grave. However,
Yet here we are.
I have a task for you. You will go and hunt one of your own. As he says that, the stare shifts from you to the Green Dragonborn. Urina almost protests. There is no evidence that it's one of us. Oh. Of course not. How foolish am I, sending my best men fully armed to the teeth with almost a decade of combat experience, coming back nothing that more than a bloody pulps, mangled flesh.
So you
So
are
what
trying
I'm
to kill us.
hearing, what I'm hearing is your best wasn't good enough, so you need to send better.
To kill demons, you do not send men, you send more demons. That is how it works. Orina looks at all of you. Snarls. They only did 2 assignments. They're new. Fresh. They don't have any... You can hear something spurt out of the Green Dragonborn as the massive thud of the human's fist just breaks the table in half. Are they capable? Arina looks at all of you once over, and you can see that as she stares, her slits start to twitch in her eye, and there is a small stream of blood leaking from her lip, or I guess inside from her mouth onto her. There is this pause. She stares intently each and every one of you, then looks at you, Alera, for exceedingly long. Then eyes shifts immediately towards Narek. They are. But they do not have the rightful titles, nor do they have the authority to be used by you. Oh. Do they not? The human recomposes himself, walks basically through the smashed pieces of the table, and basically lifts his leg up to the other table and just basically sinks one edge of the table to the ground under his plate boot, and then looks at all of you. It seems like a field promotion is in order then. By my degree as a lord and the high general of the armies of the United Casamite parties, under my jurisdiction and of Lord and Lady Casamite, I hereby declare you the Greycoats. And then he looks at the green dragonborn. Now I have the authority to control them. They will do this task or die trying. And if they fail, you're going in next. As he walks out, basically destroyed 2 tables and several chairs. He walks by the green dragonborn and then looks back at you for one final time. You have 3 minutes, otherwise you will be charged for treason. Everyone in this room. And he closes the door. As soon as the door closes with a thunderous crack, there is a sudden grip of the green dragonborn's jaw as she sinks her claws into her own skin and scratches it. Right. You're going to the cave. You're gonna kill... You're gonna find who's responsible. You're gonna kill it. And you're gonna spare every single person in the cave. Do you understand that?
Leave all people alone and just kill it.
It. And burn any evidence.
It destroy evidence.
Run towards the halfling. The High General does not carry threats, he carries promises. She opens the
Well
door
then.
and kind of just lets you through.
Kind of like while walking through, remind me again the name of our Master of Arms.
The Master of Arms' name is... Give me a sec. Master of Arms' name is... Where the fuck is it? Oh, Mard.
Mard. Okay, thank you very much. Mard, I'm going to need my gun, the same amount of ammunition, and my jacket.
You basically see Mar open the door as you run or just walk across towards the armory, and you basically see him like ushering you to go towards him. On the table to the left, you do immediately see 3 magazines for each of your weapons, fully loaded and prepared. Two upper clothing for both you and Shinya. At each one of you, to your designated weapon, you have a red cartridge. As you kind of look at it, he kind of points at the red cartridge. Incendiary ammunition. Very good finding
Designed
something.
to erase evidence?
No, it's basically good against anything that burns. Or if you really want to do some serious damage, throw it in the fire. And particularly make sure that you do not stay next to it while it's on fire. You can take it or leave it, but that is your reward. We'll get more, but as I heard, you have no time.
A tight deadline, indeed.
Indeed.
I'll take the bullet and like kind of put it in like chest pocket of like my cloak.
You all have additional a magazine of this. So for Shinny, you have 30 bullets of incinerary if you want. For Alera and Andela, you have 8 bullets. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
As I'm walking, I'll pick up the SMG. Is it still modified the way I left it?
Yes.
Alright.
And you do see, as you walk out of the armory, you do see the human, the colossal being, fade away. Like, not joking, just fade away, walking towards the stairs. And you do see one of the heavily armored knights grab a piece of parchment and start to wave his hand as a swirling circle just kind of manifests and starts to swirl slowly and but then faster and faster until a mirror-like image of what seems to be a forest appears. As you would approach, the armored knight just kind of looks at you and says, "You're the ones that's supposed to get in. I made a passage for you and you will get in."
So, looking to the rest of the group.
Well, instructions are blunt, if not clear. Let's get going.
I see you when whatever the fuck we were looking for is dead. And that gateway you said? Oh, Araxis?
Huh?
How did you describe it? Gateway?
More like a swirling mirror that you can see a forest on the other end.
Okay. With that being present, I guess there's no reason to waste time.
So all
Let's
of
get
you,
going then.
as you all go through, it is instantaneous, almost, you know, like crossing a barrier. The danky and claustrophobic, uh, well, castle-like, prison-like, uh, home of yours fades away, revealing massive and vast forest. God. There you go. It is relatively early. It is summer. The sun is rising. Uh, you seem to be just alone for brief moments, kind of trying to figure out where you are, until you start to hear an actual groan and moans of people. Get an image. What the fuck is the image? It didn't even load. So, basically, you notice that you are by a mountain somewhere in the midst of the forest that just ends next to the mountain range, and you by listening to just the wails of people, you can immediately spot above you, like 50 feet, there is a massive opening chasm. And in the chasm, there are a lot of blood. Congealed, dark, and a lot of people. You count 40 to 50. Some are dead. They're their bodies open and torn, some alive but breathing barely, and some on their footing fully, uh, basically doing a makeshift triage, um, and making sure to be able to say whatever they can. One thing that you notice that all these soldiers have in common is that they have decently well armored, well, armor, well equipped. Some of them actually even have pistols by the looks of it. And all of them have a red pauldron with a number 37. Even though you can see them just looking from where you are and listening to them, nobody really acknowledges your presence at all. So is there anything you'd like to do? Even because there's no formal introduction, there's no oh yeah, this no, you kind of just got dropped in.
Kind of observe these figures for a moment. Can tell what they're wearing, can tell what they're dressed like. Just partly from the equipment, but also from just the way they're acting. Do these guys seem like professionals? Or do they seem like they've been dropped here as abruptly as us?
Insight.
Mm. 12.
By all means, they're all look very capable fighters. By the means, their equipment don't look like they're just like a bunch of peasants that were like put here. They seem to be relatively advanced when it comes to military. Whatever you could, I guess, of the ancient military of the world.
Far into the tech tree.
Yeah. Your main conclusion, without just giving us this glance through, they're probably the wrong people for this job. As a lot of them are just now suffering.
Are any of them wounded?
Well, you quickly give a glancing surrounding, all of you. You can count about out of 50, 4 of them are basically shreds. Like as in they're like it's like a werewolf just sharpened their claws on a pole, but it was a human. About another 10 dead. About 30 injured in some capacity, but still alive. From severely to, just maybe just a fucked up a hand or something. And 6 of them who seem to be gently unscathed, although they also look like they're the medic part of the group. You count 50 exactly. You don't know how many of them are inside because they're all kind of just outside.
I guess the last thing is, can any of us identify someone in charge?
I mean, you can all roll me investigation.
Be along in that? Absolutely not.
Jesus. Shinya and Alera, you quickly give a glance through. One thing that kind of every one of them has in common are these red pauldrons. The equipment can be different, but the red pauldrons always are basically the same. And you do notice one of them seem to have a more sophisticated, a more refined, custom-made pauldron with a small insignia of a horse with the 37 ingrained into actual horse in different color. He seems to be alive. He's a human, mid-20s, and there is a sizable streak of red across his chest that had been covered in bandages that are deeply soaked in his blood. He is conscious. He is observing you, but when he tries to do something besides that, kind of just tilts his head slightly and immediately falls it into its resting position.
All right, I will make my way over to this person, and I don't even have to kneel down since I'm assuming even sitting down he's the same height as me.
Yeah.
Are you the group that Bane sent to his death?
He seems to. He wants to say something, but he doesn't even have the strength to coerce a sentence. All you can really hear is a very soft and weak shh. And that's all you get from the person.
I'll let out a deep sigh and walk to one of the medics.
The medics are basically the same looking, although they don't really have leather or even metal armor on them. They do have the metal pauldrons, but everything else is very baggy and heavy with actual bags. As I guess the first person you spot is just another human. They kind of look all the same. As he kind of squints his eyes suddenly and realizes that you're not a human. He kind of squints his eyes. What are
So I
you?
understand. I understand that you're sent here on a mission that you were incapable of completing on your own.
But that is to be seen. He kind of looks around and then slumps his shoulders. Yes, yes, you are correct.
Oh. Well, Lord Bane sent us here to assist you in finishing what you started.
Well, can't really help you with anything. Although, all I can tell you is of its injuries. As he kind of points at everybody, dead or alive, and the red blood-soaked bandages. Something fast, creepy, dangerous, lashing out. The soldiers reported giggling, laughing, hysterical laugh, and just utter brutality.
You could be
In which
describing a
direction,
large
Celestia?
rat.
Well, we don't know what it.
Anything specific.
Well, we don't know what it is. All we know is keeps to the shadows, and just we really don't know. We haven't even explored the cave yet. There are many corridors and pathways. The forest really made about 200 feet in before seeing a sudden source of light of red coloration, readying themselves to engage the said enemy, thinking that it would be a bandit force and whatnot. One by one, they start to get picked off. Yeah, looks over at all the people again. We haven't really no clue how many of them are still inside, how many of them are still alive.
Just kind of stares in for a moment, judging whether this person is telling the truth, a coward, incompetent, or something else.
Insight.
I mean, all of them are the same result, so it doesn't matter too much. 12.
Uh,
My rolls are average today.
you
goddamn.
you wouldn't want to say he's an amateur or average person, like their tactics. But you know honestly that it's not his fault. He's a
He's being
medic.
so. He's also being so vague. It's like I don't know.
Well,
Either way,
that's what's being
kind of,
given.
kind of just eventually shrugs. Like I said, same result. How many torches do you have?
Between all the people, about 200.
I'll pick the no.
I'll take your entire stock.
I'll pick your dust. We'll be needing some. And then with that, she turns to go find some stuff, some trinkets.
And then as you you're saying that, you hear a loud large cough. Alira. No, milady, no. No, I do not believe you will need torches.
Hmm.
As you look towards the source of the sound, and you see a hunched over individual in a black cloak, overseeing one of the people, seemingly slowly but surely fading away. As he then turns to you, and it is revealed to be a familiar face.
Do any of the others of us know this
Yes.
figure?
Does anyone else
No,
know?
you.
Okay.
If I could suggest the young lady, she should look for a scroll of daylight.
Fucking squints at this guy. I'm gonna assume, just because you've already said it, Alara kind of glances and no one else is reacting to this guy.
Yeah.
And where?
The medic you were talking to, kind of looks a bit where you're looking. Where what?
Light.
Uh,
I'm saying that so he thinks I mean torches, and this guy knows I mean the scroll. Or yeah.
uh, uh, give me a second, and then he kind of goes to start checking the backpacks, and the man smiles to you, Lyra. Says, "Well, one of them surely should have one, or two, maybe five or six, but you really need one. Whatever is inside very much afraid of of the light. That's why it hides so deep. That's why it hides so deep."
Alara fucking stops, takes like a breath, and just sighs. Then she turns, looks back at the medic. On second thoughts, while a torch or two would be useful to have, a source of more natural light might come in handy. You don't happen to have any arcane scrolls?
He kind of thinks for a second, looks over. No, not me. One of the sergeants might have it. And
And
then
which one of them is
he
able
he
to speak?
he doesn't say anything. He just goes to literally the first body that is basically missing an arm, and basically most of his uh innards seem to be just kind of scooped slightly, and he just fucking rummages through the pockets. No, 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 no. The medic just kind of drops the corpse, goes by another person and just starts looking.
I mean, hey, if he wants to do it, I'll let him.
Takes about 2 minutes, and with bloody red hands, you hear, "Ah, found one," and then the lad brings you a not blood soaked, but just kind of blood footprints over a scroll of daylight.
Cheers, buddy. All right. House looks at it. If it's still in good condition, she will fold it and shove it in securely in one of her inner pockets.
Yeah, yeah.
While that is going on, um, from you said there were a few that were just like completely mangled, right?
Yeah, like there's some bodies that are literally just shreds of people. They're not alive anymore. How to explain this? You ever play Kenshi?
Hmm.
If you play,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
They take their shoes. We're gonna need them.
I assume based on the people that are just like completely wrecked and the ones that are still partially alive,
Mm-hmm.
would I try to make an estimate as to what kind of thing we're facing in there? Claws, teeth, knives.
Um, you quickly give me a medical or investigation check. Your call.
I will do medic.
If I see you desecrating corpses, I will assist you.
I was about to say, if
but-
necessary, I'll do a fucking field autopsy.
While we're on this, while they're doing that, Alera's now on the item train. They're dead. They don't need equipment. Can I go have a look around for some weapons? Some spare weapons never goes amiss.
I was about to say, I will probably need at least one knife for this, and I will scavenge it of somebody I can find.
So
Yeah.
you realize something. Most of them don't have any weapons on them. They have daggers, each and every one of them.
Jesus fucking Christ.
No.
Good enough for me.
No. The reason why you assume because they had weapons, but then they fucking dropped them. Running.
Okay, so they are incompetent. And they're cowardly. Alright.
Uh,
Well, I will retrieve at least 3 daggers from those who are dead or dying.
oh, I said most of them. Some okay. You can find that are not occupied weapons. You can find 6 long swords, 2 sickles, 2 maces, and 2 scimitars.
Alright. I'm just gonna fucking grab. Just imagine
6
Alera's
long
walking
swords,
around. Alera's walking around with all of these
maces.
swords,
Yeah.
just brings them all back and dumps them in front of the other two. It's like, there you go, take your pick.
Yeah, two gray.
Sorry, I missed the one in the middle.
Yeah, 2 gray swords, 2 sickles, 2 scimitars, and 2 maces. Scimitars.
Long swords or great swords?
Long swords.
Okay. There you go.
Oh, while they're doing all that, I'll sit down and ritual cast Detect Magic just to see if I can find anything else.
the advanced pillaging. Yeah. A lot of the dead bodies have magical rings and amulets.
I'll start looting.
These fuckers have magical like amulets, but can't be bothered to keep their weapons in their hands.
Could you roll me just 2d20, Shinya?
All right.
Remember, we are a communist party.
It's just we're just repurposing the wolf, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. You find I'm gonna just write it down. Actually no.
Thank you. You were quicker than me.
So you find six rings of protection plus 1. 2 rings of protection plus 2. free protection, free rings of protection plus free. If you and one of you writing it down.
Oh, probably.
I'll go ahead and let you write it since you're already.
Yeah. Anything else?
You find necklaces of fire resistance. One. Two amulets of fire immunity. One amulet of acid immunity.
1 second. Acid immunity, you said?
Yes, acid immunity. One amulet of purify food and drink.
Yep.
One amulet of shield.
Yep.
And one amulet of evasion. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. That's your haul, if you will.
God damn.
Yeah.
All right. Should we just organize this now? We proceed.
Just imagine like me doing a field autopsy to figure out what the fuck is going on, and Shinya on the side is just doing looting.
Yeah.
All right. Question, Eric's.
Huh?
Do the rings stack?
Do the ring stack. No.
Yeah. Can we have like the 4 rings on each finger?
Oh. Oh. No. Oh. By that. Yeah. Well. I mean. Well. No. I mean, like you can only have one plus. You can only have
one of us can walk in wearing every single ring and just be an AC of 30. Come on.
Listen. I'm sorry. I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, all of these rings combined are a plus 19.
Shut up. Shut up. Fucking. Anyway. And you rolled an 18 on the autopsy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Several things you notice. Well, first of all, it's not a magical creature. It doesn't have any magical spells or any magical damage, so you can write that out. You can see severe claw damage. Not fangs, claws. A bunch of bite marks. And one additional thing on top of it is with each bite marks, wherever the bite was, the surrounding area on the skin and flesh, muscle more specifically, it seemed to be very much devoid of blood. So your best estimation is a vampire, but a very, very frenzied one.
Hangry.
Okay. Here we go.
Shut up, Thor.
Of course, that's a real world word. Let me do whatever the fuck I want.
All right, so everyone's getting 1 ring of +3 protection. Because why would you take?
We're not getting shit unless Shinya tells us.
Well,
He's
I'm
gonna-
assuming we're noticing the fucking the small pile he's creating.
Warm after the hall. I can only imagine that Shinya like started looting somebody wakes up and he just haymakers one in the
Stab them in the
face.
neck.
Punches them in the face. Back to sleep. All right, they're dead, guys. It's free.
Nice damage you got there, unfortunately. Man,
This damage has successfully been blocked by.
this damage was blocked by the Shadow Guard. Oh.
I would, of course, take one of the rings of protection +3, put it on immediately, and look around and start slipping everything else into my bags of holding as I walk around.
Would you enter La Cave?
Well, we've got some equipment. Actually, yeah, what do the people take for the weapons? All I
I'd
need is a
probably
dagger
pick up one of
and
the
a-
scimitars.
What else? Dagger and mace.
Yeah,
And then like
I'd take the scimitar if there was one.
handing you the other one, I guess. Looking to you, Shinya. Um, I don't know what the fuck is down there, but it's draining blood. Based on the fact. No. If we want to go by cliches, I would assume a vampire, but honestly never seen one in real life, so take that with precautions.
Kind of nod. All right. And then
Pulls
thinking
up
about what they said
shotgun.
about exploding the fire cartridges, I'd pull out one of the amulets of fire immunity, just in case we can't get away.
So you're handing one of those to me.
Yes.
Okay, I'll take it.
And I'll deeply sigh and also pull out one of the +3 rings.
No.
Yeah.
Is Alera still out of earshot of us? Is she nearby?
I don't think I ever was out of earshot, but all right.
I'll give up on the secretiveness and just kind of dump out a pile of jewelry, grab something.
Just kind of looking at this.
Uh-huh.
I guess I'd like just reach my hand into it and grab like one or two of the amulets. Just like stuff them in my pocket for now. I assume I know exactly where these are from, right?
There have been recently looted for a potentially dead
Yeah,
person over there.
that is not a
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not a leap of logic.
Some of them are just covered in blood.
Hmm.
I wonder where this came from, man.
No idea. Truly.
Curious. Curious. Thinking of couldn't we-
No. I'd grab one or two of them. And just like alongside the scimitar and the dagger. Like, okay, yeah. Uh whatever the fuck's in there. I don't really give a fuck, so just make sure it's dying.
Alera, you taking anything?
I don't know what there is because you just said something. You took a few. I don't know what's there.
Oh,
Alright. For practical purpose, I'm gonna say I picked up the Amulet of Purify Food and Drink and uh the one necklace of fire resistance.
you have immunity and resistance.
Like I didn't care what I picked up. I just like
Yeah.
kind of grabbed into something in hopes of whatever.
I'll purposely hand uh, Alera one of the +3 rings.
I'll accept it. And if you'll allow me, I'll take the other fire immunity.
By all means.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot. Harg. Argu.
Actually, so
Arg, I need you to make a roll. Roll me a d20. Roll me a d20, I forgot.
actually, I'll
As you're
take the
looting
evasion
the
instead.
bodies, and everything is kind of chill, you realize, dawn is setting. It's nice. It's not raining. It's pretty nice. After looking around, it's a very nice, like a getaway forest place, right? Except for the dead bodies. You all of a sudden hear a loud bang from the cave that echoes, followed by another bang and a lot of chains. And those who are like actually fully conscious or pseudo conscious, they all shudder and just start moving away from the cave.
Looking towards that and like looking to one of the people who seems to be dead who just moved, I assume that's the thing in there that tried to kill you.
No, that's a new sound we didn't really heard.
Oh, charming.
You hear another like what sounds chains rattle across the fucking cave.
Pulls out my SMG, readies it.
Dun, 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 dun.
I also have like one hand on my pistol just in case.
How steep is the cave?
Uh, it seems to be almost like a straightforward into the mountain.
Okay. And how far did what's his name, the medic, say they got?
About 200 feet.
Hmm. Alright. Alera's ready when you are.
Gun ready so far. There's just one last thing I would be saying to the people around us. Just one quick question before we leave in there. Are you the people with supposedly 10 years of combat experience?
One of them in the crowd says, but not like this. Fuck, we're good at the dark swing at ghosts. We're meant for battle in the fields and the forests. Against humans. Not some fucking parasite.
Something really quickly.
He's just gonna shoot the guy.
Mm.
Reason.
Guess that is some recommendation to make to the High General later. Direct appointment of military troops. As I like pull out my small gun and just like, okay. The other two are like around as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else stopping us from going in there?
You both can see in the dark, right?
I can.
Yes.
Elf, half elf? Yeah.
Yes, so just double check how far I could see. Yeah. Far enough.
All right. Let's get this over with.
Well, wandering into a cave. Uh, what's the walking? Who's going first? Who's the brave little man or lady?
Want to draw straws?
Everyone roll a d20. Whoever rolls highest goes first. Or
Sure.
lowest, I mean.
Man, I don't feel so good.
All right,
That's settled.
lead the way, boys. Lead the
Alaric.
way.
Alaric first, let's go.
This looks like a nice place to go.
when there's
Rust
a,
in.
here we are a white girl and there's a serial killer in the cave.
How could I resist?
Yeah, could I resist?
In a
Also,
go,
really
boys.
quickly, just so we have this written down, Shinya, I'm charging you with disturbing the peace of the dead on 18 accounts.
Damn. Damn, imagine.
Who's is there an order? So who's behind me? Who's in the middle?
I'm behind, and I guess Andor's
I'm
in the back.
lost.
All right, in we go.
Give me a second. Da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-dun. So, why is this not working? Please. Da-da-da-dum. Oh! Are you gonna use torches or are you gonna just like...
Do we want to use one in the middle, or do we want to go pure dark? Honestly,
Team Alpha going dark.
I mean, we can all see, so
I guess no.
keep the torches until we absolutely need them, I suppose.
There you go. Well, whatever the case is, Alera, you lead the way. Rangers lead the way. So despite this, optimism, you make it the dreaded 200 feet. You spotted about additional 15 bodies or body parts. You really don't count body parts as bodies, but you don't know how many of them are just a six piece set. Although a lot more bodies, and there were in the beginning. You make for about 200 feet. Everybody roll me a perception check. Roll me a d10.
Nat one.
Clatter. Let's...
Clank, clank,
This is
clank.
what I get for researching. One sec. 27.
You, Shinny, are the sharpest tool in the shed. Fucking have your gun at the ready. You hear anything and you move the gun that blick on you in impeccable pace. You think you hear something in front of you, behind you, around you, but really nothing until all of you can hear a very large rattling of chains yet again echo loudly through your ears and causing slight pain. Past the 200 point, as the 37 described, you do eventually see in front of you red. You start to witness large open chasms of red crystal that seem to be shining. And as much as it goes upwards, it is also going downwards. The cave becomes significantly more wider and larger and vast and not as a simple little passage anyway. However, the clattering of the chains, it wants you to be led to the right side of this vast cave. Actually, away from the crimson crystals into the darkness.
I'm following Lara on this one. If she asks for input, I'll give it. But
I
she's a
mean,
leader.
we're here to kill the thing, and the thing saying, "Hey, I'm over here," and I don't think it's a good idea to just walk past it. So, with a double check to make sure you two are still around, still following, and a good scan of the bit we can see, I think we're going along with it.
Yep.
What could go wrong?
It takes you about a minute walking through these red crystals that are glowing bright. And actually, when you get close to one, they do exude quite a bit of heat. Although the heat does not sustain itself with distance, as about 5 feet away from the crystal, the air immediately cools off. You do follow Shinia's elusive chains, the echoing sound that leads you almost to this offshoot of this massive cave. It's not really a cave, more like an open area, almost like uh, the Underdark, but it's too high to be. Um, However, you do find uh the red glow subsiding and almost a makeshift passage that leads to a massive wooden door reinforced with metal and a massive lock that has been opened. You do occasionally listen through the door and you can hear chains echo.
How how old is this structure?
You you look at the lock, you assume it's pretty new. You look at the door, it looks ancient. Century?
So, ancient door with modern maintenance.
Yes.
And are there any signs besides us and our footprints that someone has come either recently?
Well,
I'm assuming the mercenaries didn't even get this far.
no, they did not. Although you're looking at the footprints, you don't really see any footprint, as it's mostly stone. It's not even dirt.
Okay. So there are no signs of activity.
But you do occasionally hear, you stay quiet, you hear chains hitting the ground every once in a while. Not like riff with rhythm, but just like randomly. Maybe every 6 seconds, maybe every 10, 20, and again.
I want to look at those two. I suppose we're opening this. Would you two like to do the honors while I stand in the middle?
How dramatic are we today? I guess that can be arranged.
And as they go to stand, if they go to both either side of the door, I am going to, as it starts opening, definitely use one with the shadows and become invisible. My gun drawn, just pointed through the doorway.
You open the door to reveal a, a very dimly lit, what seems to be a stone, but it is of a yellowish nature, as it's some sort of cave or a small cave. A handful of tables, a bunch of vials of blood and seemingly water, and other vials in between, and a massive steel table. And on the said table lies Arg. Arg. Knock, knock, knock.
Uncle Quacker, where you at?
Yeah,
Describe
I'm here.
yourself, Har. What did they see? What did they see when they opened the door and see an individual strapped to a metal fucking bench?
They see an elf.
Gun, shotgun, shotgun.
They see an elf, half naked, fucking destroyed shirt, barely hanging on pants, strapped to the table, blood all over him, greenish hair, greenish eyes, light skin, uh, around 6 foot tall, and yeah.
Not to mention that he is gagged and he sees
He's
you.
shaking, he's trying.
Yeah, he's shaking and he sees the door open.
Unless
I
he has...
shake even harder in the table now.
I don't think he sees me. Unless he's
Well-
got true sight.
I mean, the door is opening, so it's like someone's there.
Hmm.
Upon
from
seeing
my-
this, oh
Yeah.
god,
I'm just gonna say, from my good vantage point, the casuals like lean to the left, lean to the right. Anyway, anyone else?
No.
Just do good. Well, those people outside got murdered, and either those chains ain't too good. Hmm.
upon seeing an elf chained to a table, I'll just lower my gun, chuckle, start walking forward. This seems familiar.
Slightly reminiscent.
Oh, this brought back a memory.
I just assume we're having like this casual conversation between the two of us where we're all pointing the guns at him.
I just shake harder and harder than the thing.
You can see
So-
genuine happiness spreading across my face as I see him struggle.
I start nodding my face towards the chains.
I'm kind of gesturing towards Shinya with the mag with incendiary rounds. We were told to burn all evidence.
Witnesses do count.
I shake even harder when I hear that.
Alara's gonna kind of like pause for a second. She's still invisible. She stares at this scene. Eric, I don't know if this is an insight or not.
Uh-huh.
Those people died outside. This guy's supposedly chained up. Those two things are not. They don't exist together. Is this the person who killed them outside?
Insight check. Roll me an insight check.
There's something doesn't fit here. And I'm about to like turn around and see a person. Or someone
Turns
hanging
around,
out.
there's a
Super
giant
Saiyan
elder
behind you.
vampire behind you.
Yeah. That's why I'm still invisible. That's why I haven't moved. 16.
You quickly estimate the situation and you think to yourself, well, there were so many fucking people that went in and fucking died. Two more would be easy for him. Too easy. So clearly this is not the person. This is not the person who killed everybody else.
With that in mind, I'm just like wordlessly gonna like look up at the ceiling. And assuming there's nothing there, I'm just gonna
No.
turn around and look behind.
Only perception. Only perception.
Back down into the corridor.
Roll me perception check.
Oh, fuck. I haven't done like a
God.
single good one of those today. Perception. 9.
There's nothing there.
I don't fucking believe. Okay, correction. Alara does not see anything, but she's confident something's there.
At this
I-
point, she's convinced that she needs reading glasses.
I do. She'd look good in glasses. Anyway,
She would look good in
She-
glasses.
she is not gonna say a word, but she's at this point like glances back at those lot, but she's pointing the gun back down the corridor. Something don't smell right.
So,
With them still chained, they'll walk to the side of them and say, "If you, I imagine you couldn't have killed all those people, but if you're still alive, you probably have a better idea of what's going on than us." And I'll ungag them. Talk quickly.
Yeah, the door has been locked up until recently. They open the door, they enter, they take my blood, they leave. I don't know
Who
who
are
the
they?
fuck these people are. I don't know. I don't know. Please, for the love of God. Oh, fucking unchain me, please.
just
People. Plural. A lot of them. How many? 1, 2? A whole group?
It depends on the day, really. Like if you refer back to the vials on the table over there.
Roll me a history check. Ori, you should change your thing.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't ask for my name yet.
Still. Yeah, roll me a
uh,
history check.
A history check, okay. Oh.
Man. Yeah, you have a conundrum. Either there were different people, or it was just one person with different size clothing. You can't really remember.
Look, man, I don't remember. Okay. I see light. Someone enters. They take my blood. And they leave. The door closes, and as you can see, that there's no light source in the room. They just go back to sleep. It's living hell. Please unchain me. Or are you with these people? Who are you? What are you doing here? Last thing I remember is hearing racket outside, and then no one entered my room for a while. And now you're here.
I'm kind of looking to Shinya. Autopsy? No.
No, please, please.
Well,
You've
it's
gotten
very,
enough of my blood. What do you mean autopsy? Please, I'm alive.
very kind of you to offer yourself to be the person to walk in front of us as we go further in.
I didn't walk anywhere. I'm fucking stuck here. Please.
Oh no, no, I'll let you out, but you get to walk first into every room.
Okay. You please unchain me. What's the worst that can happen?
I will search around the room. Do I see any sort of key or anything that I can lock them with?
Yeah, you look for the tables. You do see a bunch of notes on the tables as well, like a lot of notes. Can you roll me an
I'm
intelligence
taking
check?
all of them.
Yeah, can you roll me an intelligence check? Also, do you know Celestial?
I do not.
Fuck. This is some very well written language that you can like very well written, very pretty to look at. You can't comprehend shit, but it looks important. As you pocket everything, you do find 2 keys, and you realize they're for 2 sets of locks. The chain, the elf.
All right. What precisely is chained on it? Is it just his wrists? Is it around his neck also?
Pretty much his wrists and ankles. And they all the Yeah, wrists and ankles for one key, and there is like a massive log that kind of combines all 4 chains into one. Oh.
Okay, so if I just unlock the one, then he'll still be chained by the wrists and arms, and he'll be able to get up at the same time, though, right? I'll
Yeah.
just unlock the one that looks okay. I'll just unlock the one. He'll still be in chains, wrists and arms.
Ori, you are
My
free.
God, thank you. How
This-
long has it been since I've been able to move like this?
Roll me another history check.
And you have to roll history to remember that kind of stuff.
One thing you notice though, Shinya and everybody else, Ori, despite having these heavy chains on you that are, combined are basically as big as, well, in mass as big as your Xavier's, you feel extremely light. Nevertheless, you all see as Ori kind of just stretches and maybe jumps a bit, and he looks like the chains are just made of paper. He seems very fluid in the air.
My eyes will dart over to Alara. Or I'm sorry, Andala. Andala.
I still haven't taken my gun off him.
What? Why are you aiming your gun at me? I was chained to a table. What do you think I'm gonna do to you?
Imagine that's you literally pleading like that while like
Why?
I'm just like still holding the gun to you, like in your direction.
As if taking my blood wasn't enough. Now you're holding me at gunpoint in my own prison.
This is no longer your prison. You're walking first, remember? And I'll point towards the door.
Okay.
Hey, every one of you, roll me a
So-
perception check. Everybody roll perception check.
Am I right looking in the right direction by any chance?
Who knows? Maybe you're rolling a perception check. uh,
That is sorry.
Thank God at least someone isn't blind around here.
God damn it. I wanna find an image. I wanna find an image that would capture this.
They're in the wall.
Do I remember my name? Am I gonna roll a history check for this?
No, shut up. No, you remember your name is Ori, and you remember. Give me a second. I'm just looking for one particular thing. Not here.
Okay, I'm gonna start collecting them woodwork.
Shinya, you basically know where Alara is, even though she's invisible. But you basically know where she kind of was, but not there. So I assume she's nearby. You basically imagine, you see something dangling just above where she should be, like something fleshy. And as soon as you notice, it suddenly retracts into the ceiling, back into the massive cave system that you just been.
Oh. I'll look in Alara's general direction, kind of cough, move my hands this way.
Alara kind of stare for a split second. Then as soon as she takes the step, that dispels
Yeah.
the ability, so she pops back into existence.
And I'll
There-
raise my
She
more
gun
of
backs
you?
up towards you.
and I'll start raising my gun towards the entryway. I think we maybe. Hey, new friend. Walk out the door.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. You care to introduce yourselves? Who are you?
No, get out the door.
I'm Mori.
Good for you. Get out the door.
Okay. I start walking towards the door.
I'll throw my scimitar towards your feet. You might need it. And I'll keep my gun up.
Go get him.
I leave the scimitar on the floor. I don't think I'm gonna need that.
Bold
You-
word.
As you walk out, or you take the scimitar in your hand and you feel like this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
This feels wrong, and you have this compulsion to just drop it.
Yeah, I throw it back towards him. I don't think I'm gonna need that. Doesn't fit my hand quite well.
Your choice. And I'll keep my gun aimed at the doorway while he walks.
I enter the doorway.
Ori, as you walk through the doorway back into the openness of the red cave, you take a whiff. There is calm forest air that just kind of goes in for a few seconds before a violent stench hits your nostrils. Can you roll me 4100s?
I used.
You know something for certain, Ori. Something inside this cave must die.
Something's wrong. I can feel. You guys smell that? Like,
Do
I
we?
look back towards them.
No, I mean, you smell what a cave would smell like.
I smell. I smell murderous intent. It's in the air. It's around us.
Can everyone roll a perception check?
Everyone?
Yeah, everybody roll a perception check.
Uh,
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna flash a genius this one.
Ginia! And everybody else, as
eh.
you look around at the massive cavern, all of a sudden, in like one of the upper caves in the darkness, you just see what you thought first like were just like two, crystals that are kind of dim. They're not crystals. As soon as you all notice it, the two crystals move like a 9-degree angle and just fucking slink across the stone it was on and just disappears.
That is very comforting.
Do I get a general idea of where it was heading? Like right as actually, can I make like a reaction cast?
What would be the cast for?
Fairy fire.
Ooh, what's the range for fairy fire actually?
That would be 60 feet.
No, it's too far. I'm sorry to tell you. Uh,
You, my friend, have a golden plan.
So, which direction do we see it slink?
you saw it sling deeper into the cave. Deeper into the. Because technically you went into the red part of the cave, which is very wide and vast, but you kind of just like saw it, looked around, and then you followed the trail of the chain sounds. And now you just still like deeper, like the parts you haven't went in. You kind of just skimmed the side of it. That's where the thing went.
Yeah. So, yep, gun still drawn. Suppose that was our target.
I start walking towards the direction it's linked towards, deeper into the cave.
I guess. Come glance at the others, the other two. Well, I suppose we should keep close. And with that,
See you
she's
there.
going to very cautiously start heading forward.
Perception check, everybody.
Oh, wait a second.
Genya, Ori, and Lyra. You hear humming as you go deeper into the red. At first, it was a distinct sound that you could hear, like in a certain direction you were heading. But after a bit of time, the sound echoes everywhere. Shinya, however, you come to this realization that it is not one creature. There are several creatures humming the same tune. Although, what also you realize that there is a leader to this little squad, as the one begins the hum and the other ones continue and finish it. You can by your estimations of the voices of the hummings, you can estimate that there is the leader and 4 to 5 creatures that it follows. That follows the leader, I guess.
I'm kind of imagining the three of us are in one group with Ori kind of ahead of us.
Pretty much.
So I'll lean in. Okay, so I'm estimating 5, maybe 6 around us. By the way, Lyra, can't say I never did anything nice for you. You got a new meat shield in front of you.
Your generosity is noted.
Do I hear that? Do I hear the meat shield line?
I imagine like the echo caves, it basically bounces off the walls.
Quick question: does Shinya actually care whether or not you hear
I do not.
it? See, that solves it.
Right. I like kind of pause for a second. You know, were we ever given a time schedule for this?
No, it is
Yeah, to
kind
be
of
out of the office in 3 minutes, to not be executed for treason. But other than that,
A few barrels of oil thrown down a cave might do a trick, is all I'm saying. These things need to breathe, right?
Okay.
Whenever she's speaking, she's still aiming the gun like on the walls and ceiling.
Yeah, I haven't stopped either.
Just saying.
Hmm.
I was fine when there was one, maybe two, maybe even three, but
It is getting excessive.
Yes, as we're speaking, we just continue padding deeper into the cave.
Yeah. Can one of you roll me just a d10, and I'm gonna roll a d10.
I'll take the blame.
Oh. You stumble upon, after a few minutes of walking, seemingly into everlasting cave of blood stone. You find a chest embedded in just rock. It is of metal. When you try to open it or try to budge it, it's not open.
Can I try to open it?
How would you try to open it?
Like a normal chest. I try opening it.
With my hands.
with your hands. Well, you try, but the problem is you can clearly see that there is a lock in the actual chest, and by your estimation that you cannot open it, you assume the chest needs a key or a way to open without a key.
I turn towards Alaire. I look at the gun and then look back at the chest.
What was the chest made out of?
Made of metal. It's a fully
Metal.
metallic, yeah.
Okay,
Metal.
can that thing pierce this?
Have you ever seen a gun before?
Squints for a second. Let's try something infinite first.
I heard incendiary ammo. I assume. And you broke the lock into my room, so it's safe to assume you can open this as well.
All right, seeing as we've limited ammunition, I'll kind of wave him to the side, and I'll try an Eldritch Blast first.
Roll to hit.
The hit? Is it moving?
Roll to hit.
What the fuck do you mean?
It's target practice.
Is that
It's
right?
it's
Point blank roll to hit.
you hit it. Roll me a damage. Roll me damage. You hit it basically dead center where the lock is. Let's see how well your impact is.
Okay. Sorry, one sec. Yeah.
Oh,
Damn, that's
you impacted solidly.
You know,
Yeah.
You
just
never mind. I make you.
you hear a click sound, and you wail patiently. What happens next as the chest just slowly opens up by itself.
Hey,
Just that fucking good.
I cast lockpick.
As you look upon the chest, the contents of it, what you can see is a blade, a dagger, made out of a single long shard of crystal, reminiscent of the caves. Angela,
Hmm?
can you roll me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh,
Got it. 1 second. 12.
Ooh, looking at this, looking at this blade. You feel like almost like a tug sensation in your heart, and you kind of like feel a bit awkward, and then you feel something painful in your right hand, and as you look at your right hand, you see through the vein a jagged piece of metal is coming out. Uh, let me let me just. You take 4 points of piercing damage as Andala. That
Hmm?
that pain, that fucking unsatiable, painful pain that you witnessed for a brief second that felt for eternity, it's coming back, and by the looks of it, the metal craves the shards. What do you do?
I'm going to like trying my best to maintain my composure. Like
Mhm.
there's just this like flinching for a second, and then I'm just like halfway closing my hand around the blade that's currently stuck out of my fucking wrist. Um, I am just going to walk up to that chest and just try with the same hand that has the blade in it, try to pick up that card of.
You all of a sudden, as you reach out, you feel your blade, the blade in your hand, stick out a bit more, and the shard, like almost under magnetism, just kind of snatches in, and you feel the the blade retracting in your hand, and the shard. It's massive. It's large. It's almost as big as your arm. Seems to just go into your skin and kind of just puncturing wide holes into your skin. Can you roll me 2 Constitution saving throws and 1 Wisdom saving throw?
Is that a Constitution saves? And the Wisdom is holy fucking shit. I'm dead.
You all of a sudden,
Okay, can I try grabbing the blade in the
no,
midst of this?
you
Like
see
like
you
from
you
like
no,
it's trying to slide into him, right?
yeah, you all
Can I try to
see.
stop it? Pull
Well,
it up?
here's the thing. You all see what happens to him as the shard just kind of starts to jut into him, into his skin, and kind of seems to be gonna just skewer his like right hand fully as time goes on. But before you can even touch um Andala, his body goes limp halfway into the chest, halfway outside the chest, and the entire blade, his blade, and the shard just goes poof, it disappears. The color, the glow of the blood crystal is no longer there. Andala, you're currently unconscious.
Fuck was that?
Fuck was that? That is such a good
This is some
review.
new type. This is some new type of mimic. It didn't even eat him. What is this? I pull his unconscious, or try to pull his unconscious body out.
Alara's gonna stare for a minute, genuinely, the exact same. And then she's gonna, like, her consciousness is gonna come back. She's gonna point the gun at Ori.
Why are you
Pick him up.
hurting me? And what?
Pick him up.
Pick it up.
Like if I'm dangerous, if you think I'm dangerous, why do you entrust me with him?
I'm not touching him.
I say that as I grab Andela. Seems a bit backwards if you ask me.
I'm sure
Bold
he'll
of
be
you to
gentle with
assume
him.
this person has priorities.
Oh my fucking. Ah.
All right. With that said, I'm gonna bring my attention back to the walls and fucking ceiling. Have they just let this happen?
You
I
don't
feel like a prime opportunity to pounce.
perception check.
And now that there's no crystals, the only red should be their eyes. 18.
How far is Alera from me?
You're nearby. Also,
Like, I don't know,
Like within arm's reach?
like 2 meters? No, like a meter to 2 meters. Meter minimum.
So within arm's reach.
I would, if I'm pointing my gun at you, I'd be a bit beyond that. I stepped away for that chest, and then I watched that happen. And I stepped like another step away. What the fuck was that?
Okay, I grab Andela and like hold him in front of me. Like he's between me and your gun.
Are you trying to threaten me?
I'm not threatening you. You're not pointing at me. You're threatening yourself. How about you point the gun at the creatures in the fucking ceiling instead of
If you just stop
good
talking,
old me?
just continues to stare up at the roof. Do I
Also,
see any of them?
you saw one of them blink, and as soon as one
Okay,
blinks,
with
another
my-
reopens.
All right, I'm going to stare at it.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts.
Ooh.
I'm gonna imagine I probably know what they're thinking, but I'm just gonna tune in anyway. Maybe I can figure out where the rest of them are from the Detect Thoughts. I don't know.
Blood. Blood, 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 blood. That's all you can hear.
It's not that tasty. I'm
You,
gonna
blood,
look at
blood, 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 blood. You hear just a slight fuck you. Blood,
Mine.
blood. Also, or remember, you do have an ability.
I do.
No,
One
I
second.
meant Ori. I meant Ori, not you,
Oh.
Allura.
Oh, sorry.
Remember your abilities.
Yeah, I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling.
With the sorry, while you're looking at that, with now the mental link of where they are, I'm gonna like wander over and pick up his gun, which I assume
Okay.
fell to the floor.
X,
Uh-huh.
question: are these things like saying this, or are they just
No,
thinking it?
only Rera can hear their thoughts. Yeah, it's their thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if I focus on this, am I getting anything other than that? Am I getting like
Roll. Okay.
positions
Okay.
or
Roll me an
any
insight.
sort of hierarchy?
Roll me an insight check.
Insight. 22.
You know, if you try to gauge it, and something instinctual, like your own gut feeling tells you, if you try to if you try to delve deeper, you might figure out what they are doing. They might attack you, or both things can happen at the same time.
Wonderful. And if I do the opposite of that?
You assume it will remain as that until they decide to attack you, I guess.
Alright, so we chill for like a minute. Okay.
We're chill.
In that
Okay,
case,
X.
yeah.
Huh?
Picking up the gun.
Alera is like facing away from me, right? She's facing the ceiling.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I slowly put down Andela's body.
Uh-huh.
Am I not seeing that shit?
What is
You're
what is
looking
it?
at the ceiling. How fucking? What's your FOV?
Yeah.
Wide, because I'm in a cave full of fucking vampires. I put it on max. It's 180.
Okay, perfect. I go invisible.
All right,
And-
Eric. Should I roll a perception to see if I notice any of this?
I am still standing right here.
Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah,
His job could be looking at you.
Yeah, you just see Ori just fucking vanish. Although you hear clattering of chains.
Rattle, rattle, rattle.
and I just like start moving, like fast walk towards the exit of the
Nope,
the
nope,
cave.
nope, nope.
You're just gonna leave.
As I hear the sound getting closer, I just fairy fire.
Oh. Ori,
What do you cast?
very fire. No, it's
Fucking that.
it's a spell. It's a spell that
Okay,
basically
okay.
reveals your invisibility. All of a sudden, you see in whimsical many colors, Shinya Ori, but all of his chains appear as he tries.
He does get a dex
basically
save.
do this.
He does get a dex save against this, so
I walk like fast walk back and grab Endel's body again.
JK, just jokes, no worries.
All right, so here's the situation, fellas. One's unconscious, one's expendable. They're all very
Well,
thirsty.
hold up. What?
I'm stating facts. All right.
Are you sure about that? I don't think I'm expendable. Come on.
Very coxcomb.
Yeah, who's holding your friend here? If something happens
I
to
don't
me,
know
he's
who.
left for dead.
Friend?
I
Cool.
don't see
You-
anyone
you-
holding any of my friends.
You all came in together.
Mm-hmm.
So
And at this rate, we're not all
you
leaving
like
together.
buddies at the very least? Like who?
You just fucking
Family
getting
maybe?
this blank. You're getting this blank expression.
We're not
I think-
friends.
I think I'm of some use. Come on.
Anyway, as I was saying,
You just tried
they
to escape.
seem.
It's almost as if you're holding me at gunpoint.
This is fucking turning into a comment. I fucking love it.
Anyway, they're not.
If
they're
you're
kind
not
of-
pointing
if we
your
go
gun,
any
like
deeper, if we go any deeper, there's a chance they'll rip us apart, and also a chance we might find their kind of waves the gun a little bit. Source, chief, leader, whatever. So, I'm willing to take a vote between the two voting parties here. Looks at you, Shinya. What's your preference?
How big is this cave? Like how wide?
Massive. About 100 feet of height, and fuck knows how long it stretches for. Is wide.
Was there any point that bottlenecked to a smaller area?
No. Well, at the beginning, yeah, but then
I'm gonna glance almost for the first time at Ori, like genuinely like staring at him. Are you from around here?
man, I don't know how long I've been here to begin with. Like, what year is it right now?
She just stares for a second, sighs, and then looks back at Shinya.
Okay, question.
Anyway, what were you saying?
Do you have friends outside this cave? Like at the entrance of this place? Maybe we can lure these
Complete
creatures to them,
silence is killing me.
and then everyone.
The meat bags outside couldn't handle these creatures. That's why we're here.
Then What are you afraid of then? You clearly handled them all the way to here. Or were there none of them? What happened outside?
You ask a lot of questions for someone with guns pointed at them.
Look, man, I've been chained for who knows how long. I don't care at this point. Like, I'm holding your friend.
You keep using that word. I don't think you know what that word means.
You entered
Cowork.
together. You have a leader. You're a team. What
You're
else are you?
No fucking regard.
Look over at Alara. Look
Like
back at him.
I'm shaking him as I'm saying that.
rattle, rattle.
Also, what's the point of the rest of the chains? Like, can't you remove the rest of the chains?
For fuck's sake. Listen, Eric's is rolling the attack now, okay? So come on. Let's hurry the fuck up. Shinya, what's the decision? Are we backing out of here? Or are we going deeper with a basically dead body on our hands?
I mean,
We
if
could
we
use him to
had-
feed them as like a peace offering, but that might just make them stronger.
You're
if we
leaving
leave
your
here with
friend
just the
behind?
last cave behind us, technically we would have gotten the job done. No one would be able to find the evidence, and the creature would be taken care of, right? Collapse the
Hmm.
cave?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Something tells me they're gonna survive the cave collapse.
Listen,
You're not
you
the
want
one
to
being
see
asked.
the outside again? This is an awful lot of complaining for someone who's been stuck inside.
Hear me out, okay? If this cave goes deeper, and you collapse the entrance, they're still gonna exist deeper in.
And maybe they'll start eating each other. I don't know what their appetite's like. Now let's
Yeah, good
start
point.
backing
Good
up.
point.
You're going to stay at the front, and by front I mean the back.
My front or your front?
Okay, stop going. Right, Alari's gonna start walking back.
Here's the gun cocking.
Shinya, what are you doing? You come with me.
We're both going towards the entrance, and we're keeping him between us and them.
The corpse and corpse carrier is bringing up the rear.
Okay, how about this? You, Shinya guy, you take the body. I'm gonna stand between the creatures and you can hold the dead body. How about this?
No.
At least we don't lose your friend here.
You don't seem to be getting this, do you, mate?
Mate.
You're
that's-
carrying the weight.
I mean, he's not that heavy actually. It's pretty
Then
light.
shut the fuck up and stop complaining.
But what if he's hurt? What if he gets
He is
in
hurt.
this?
That's why he passed out.
Yeah, but passed out is better than dead.
Alara's actually considering shooting this motherfucker.
Perception check, everybody. Perception. Perception. As you're literally arguing in the fucking dark.
I'm leaving. I'm walking back. Because this motherfucker will shut up. But come on, guys. It's your turn to carry him.
Jinya, as you're stopping and arguing again for like 7th time in the past 2 minutes, you just look to in front of where you want to walk, just kind of thinking of leaving them, and you see 2 pairs of eyes staring and blocking your exit.
Two pairs.
Andala,
Those four.
Hmm?
all of a sudden you open your eyes with an echoing voice in your mind. I remember. This is bad place. Kill them. Kill them all. And when the voice
And-
fades, you all hear echo a ghastly echo throughout the entire cave as you hear the two pairs of eyes all of a sudden elevate themselves from the ground about 4 feet from. Um, we're gonna call it here.
And starting next session with combat.
Yeah. To put it simply, Angela, good news.
Hmm?
You have regained permanently 8 more hit points.
8.
Yes.
Okay.
Bad news. Have you ever
Hmm?
played the Lone Road DLC from Fallout New Vegas?
No.
Oh my god.
You know the creatures, Alera, the special ones, the ones who burrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. Is this also the Lone Road? Isn't that only one of us coming back?
Who knows? So, with that being said, anything you want to say before I'm shutting this recording?
Fair. Bull.
We're
Not
not
for
friends.
the story.
We're not friends. We're not.
We are friends. We are friends.
We are friends.
We are friends.
Power
We
of
are
friendship
not
will get us
friends.
out.
We are friends. Moral of the story: don't point a gun at an unarmed guy.